Watching Miller Jolliffe on the soccer field, you'd never know the challenges that Alabama 10-year-old has been through.
Yeah, Miller was born without abdominal muscles, a problem known as prune belly syndrome, but that hasn't stopped him from thriving. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is here now with his story.
Fascinating, Tom. What an incredible story this is. Instead of stomach muscles, Miller was born with skin over his abdomen, and that's it. Prune belly syndrome is rare. It affects 1 out of every maybe 400,000 babies who are born. But Miller was lucky because one of the top specialists in prune belly syndrome is right here in Atlanta.
So how are you?
Good.
At 10, Miller Jolliffe has already had more operations than most of us will have in our lifetime.
So why don't you jump up here?
It's more than 10.
And this all began more than a decade ago when Erin Jolliffe of Gadsden, Alabama was halfway through her pregnancy and went in for a routine ultrasound.
I was 20 weeks, so when you go in for your ultrasound to find out the gender and everybody's excited.
But then, a problem.
You could tell right away on the screen there was a big black hole in his belly.
Her baby's still developing bladder had become swollen and completely blocked, and the news got worse.
The doctor that we were seeing told us, you know, there's a 25% chance that he's not going to survive the pregnancy, and, you know, some people consider termination at that point.
Erin says she and her husband couldn't do that.
And so they kept watch on his kidneys and his bladder.
Soon after he was born, Miller was diagnosed with prune belly syndrome, a rare congenital problem that left him without stomach muscles.
The abdomen's not open, but if you could imagine that there was only skin over your organs, you would be able to see through and see the intestines. And that's really how it got the name prune belly syndrome almost 200 years ago.
At Children's Healthcare of Atlanta at Eggleston, pediatric urologist Dr. Andrew Kirsch of Georgia Urology performed Miller's first 2 surgeries at 6 and then 9 months to fix another complication of prune belly syndrome.
Their testicles are not distended. They're actually all tied up in their abdomen amongst everything else. So it's a couple-step procedure to get those down.
And then when these kids start to approach school age, that's kind of when the time where body image is very important.
So at 3, it was back to the operating room.
He had a huge abdominal reconstruction.
That surgery would help Miller sit up, use the bathroom, even breathe more easily. And today,
the skin from here to here was all removed.
You can't even see the scars. It's tremendous.
Miller is swimming and playing soccer.
I just like playing defense.
He's still prone to infections, but Miller Jolliffe lives a pretty typical 5th grade life.
He's really come so far to be able to do what he does, and I mean, every day is amazing to me.
And Miller has to be watched carefully for bladder and kidney infections, which are common with prune belly syndrome. And he can do just about anything he wants, though, except play football, because his parents are worried about him getting really hit hard in the abdomen. He is hoping, however, to be able to maybe play kicker sometime down the road. So to actually get to play, but maybe be special teams and do the kicking.
Yes, I love it. It's ambitious.
Yes, he's very ambitious. If
Nothing's going to hold him back.
Yes.
All right, Beth, thanks.
Cheers, Beth.